welcome to Brunch with a CXO. This is a delightful series that delves deep into the lives of seasoned industry professionals. And on the show today, we have Kapish Jain, President and Group CFO of IIFL Finance. It's going to be a very interesting day, filled with insights and lessons, of course. But along with all this food for thought, there's also actual food on the menu, as the title suggests. So buckle up and let's go. Hi Kapish.
Hi.
Thank you so much for giving us your time today.
Oh, pleasure is absolutely mine.
I'm sure it was very difficult to take off an entire afternoon to be with us.
Oh, that's okay. That's
And
fine.
we're really looking forward to picking your brain. So I won't waste any more of your time and let's go.
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's go. Sure.
Alright, now it's time for us to enjoy the traffic of the city. Lajawab traffic first as a starter. But I'm sure this is not the usual time you step out of home. Must be very early mornings.
Oh, absolutely. Not very early morning, but still, yeah. Normal, maybe 9:30.
Okay, that's rush hour.
That would be a rush hour, but every Mumbai I do that, right?
Yes.
You don't have an option.
And by then your work day would start, so would you be working in the car on the way to work?
No, I actually don't. I do something very different in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is it that you do?
I meditate.
Are you from Mumbai?
No, I'm not from Mumbai, but I can say now, I'm a Mumbaiite because I've been like 25 plus years in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
But I originally come from Kolkata.
Oh, okay. And but you are not a Bengali.
I'm not a Bengali, but I can claim to be Bengali because I know how to read Bengali, write Bengali,
Okay.
speak Bengali fluently.
I know how to eat Bengali.
I know that as well. Yes,
Right?
I can't escape that.
So
Yeah.
25 years, which means you did your education in Kolkata?
I did my education in Kolkata. I did my primary education in Kolkata. I'm a chartered accountant, so I did my CA. And some of the other qualifications along with it, all in Kolkata. And then, fortunately, I was very clear that I want to come to Bombay for whatever reason. Because Calcutta is literally a laid-back city, and everything takes time. And as a person, I'm not somebody who can. I want to do things swiftly. Okay? That's by nature, and therefore I thought that the better city would be Mumbai. Although I've never been to Mumbai before, I came here for the first time for work.
And then you never left.
And then I practically never left.
Yes.
Yes, I never left.
And you've had a long career. You look very young, of course. A long and very illustrious career. Right? So, what are the key milestones that have shaped you?
Key milestone that has shaped me is I've been super lucky. Okay? I've not been a brilliant from an academic perspective, but people around me has helped me immensely. Okay? I've got a few amazing friends who's handholded me all my life. One person in particular has really been there all my life, all throughout my career, from my days that I started my CA even earlier. And these people have taught me many things in my life, and that has helped me shape my career.
That's such a positive thing to hear, that friends have helped you build this career. Friends and family
Friends,
as well.
families, my close relatives, my spouse.
But you also need to be quite brave to take support from other people. You need to trust them. You need to have that belief in them. Would you agree?
So actually, one is I'm shameless. Honestly, I'm very shameless.
That's very important. That's actually important.
I don't mind raising my finger and saying, "Boss, I need help." You know. But over time, I've learned whom to ask for help.
I always wondered about the life of a CFO. It's so far removed from me, from some of our viewers perhaps as well. What is one perk of the job, or perhaps something about the job that you enjoy that we may not know about?
One thing about my job that I really enjoy, it gives versatility for me. Okay? It gives me multiple things. I'm sometimes talking to my internal people, I'm externally talking to stakeholders, there are investors to talk to, there are regulators to connect with. So it's a very versatile, widespread era of activity that we can do in this role.
Before everyone else gets intimidated, I'm sure you've not had a perfect journey. There've been some hurdles in the middle.
Yeah.
And what would you say has been the biggest hurdle you've overcome?
My biggest hurdle was overcoming my being in the comfort zone. This happened, I would precisely say, around 15 years back. Where I was very comfortable in a particular role, and I was recognized as a specialist. And then somebody gave me advice saying, what got you here will not get you there. They said, you need to move ahead. You need to do something different, try something different. I imbibed that, saying if you want something different, you have to do something. This philosophy is different. So that one scenario where I was very comfortable, recognized in a particular role, which was more becoming as a specialist, would not have given me a roadmap to become a CFO. I would have got stuck there and then become a specialist and been staying in that role. But then taking a risk and doing something absolutely different without having any understanding of that piece. But then being open to take learning and knowledge from people who relatively might be junior to you, but they possess the knowledge. Helped me in then going ahead in something totally different as a roadmap.
That's very inspirational. So if you want something you don't have, you have to do something you haven't done so far.
Yes.
Now, having a CFO with me, of course, we're going to ask you about some personal finance tips. One trend that you're noticing now that you are actually bullish on, what would that be?
I think the changing, the change that we see in this country, there's huge amount of structural changes which is happening. There are investments which is happening. Cities are getting closer because of all the kinds of road infrastructure getting built in, which is going to create new potential and ability in the right stream of this country. So I think there's huge potential with regard to employment. The economy is doing well. There's a lot of money and investment is coming in India. So I see a very shining India over the next decades.
And if someone is planning on investing and they've gone through all these new age terms like neo-banking, ETF, P2P lending, what do you think about BNPL?
If you're investing, it all depends what's your horizon for investing. Are you short, you invest for long, what's your risk appetite? But if you're a young person, I would surely recommend that one should look to invest for long. There's no quick way to make money. You need to be glued and identify potential which can give you long-term returns and just be invested, diversify yourself. So when I say diversify, put some of your amount in equities. If you're a young man or young person, put a larger amount of your money in equity. Put some portion in debt, put some portion in gold. From a real estate perspective, it really takes a huge amount of investment, but always it helps. Don't invest in real estate, but own real estate for your own consumption.
Alright.
That has been my experience, that if you own real estate for your own consumption, it does give you a lot of stability in your life.
A lot of peace.
Stability. You're not in a rental place where you need to just keep shuffling yourself all the time. And that's it. Nothing beyond that.
Right now we're here at Marine Drive. I'm sure you would have, especially when you were staying in this part of the city, taken quite a few walks.
Oh yes, I do come here even now.
Oh, even now with your family?
Yes.
So you do spend evenings here. What do you like about this part of the city?
I do very often come exactly here opposite Blue and then me and my wife and sometimes with my family, just sit around and do nothing.
The importance of doing nothing, that's also important.
So just having your me time, just walking around Queen's Necklace, just chit-chatting and just unwinding, just enjoying the breeze, sometimes having a small cup of tea and then sipping it up and enjoying yourself. the cold breeze that comes in. And, invariably, I do come in here when it's a sunsetting time, so in the evening when the sun is setting. Enjoy and see how the sun sets. Enjoy the entire changing colors of the sun setting in.
So the cliche is true, the best things in life are free.
Yes, absolutely.
After that long and very chatty drive, now we're here at Naksha. And it's very interesting. They have the whole vintage look happening here. Yeah. And yet quite
I'm discovering
glamorous
this for the first time.
and very art deco as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Hi.
Right facing Churchgate and Marine Drive on your right.
Yes,
on the left.
absolutely.
Yes.
It's right out. It's right opposite the Churchgate
Correct.
station. I think you can see it
I can
from
see that.
there. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's a very important
Yeah.
element of the place. The Bombay-ness of it all. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, this looks very interesting. A lot of authentic North Indian food, and considering all the chatter we had, I think it's going to be perfect and appetizing.
Absolutely.
So, are you very particular about the kind of food that you have?
I am so I'm not a foodie, but that way I want to make sure that I eat healthy,
Okay.
and I eat in a measured way.
Okay.
So I don't eat too much, and as long as those two things are maintained well, I'm fine.
I'm glad you said that. I was hoping you'd say that because I have a perfect segue for my question, which is how do you measure the financial health of a company?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Not a straight answer, but then if I just segment it, and if I segment it into the segment where I operate, so I operate as a lending institution. We lend for various products. So for a lending institution, if you measure the financial health, you need to measure how is the asset quality, which means lending institution will lend to so many people, right? And lending is the easiest thing to do. Anybody you can give money to whoever wants. You will be selective to whom you are giving. So you need to have a right credit measure to evaluate, and then take a decision on whom you want to give. You need to have a right monitoring ways to see whether the spend and the loan is being serviced properly. In that process, you build a portfolio. So the financial health of any lending institution, the number one thing that you need to measure is how good it is at its lending practices, and how is the asset quality, and how is the asset quality performing over time. Because on day one, it might be serviced well, but over time, when the person who's taking money is he able to service it properly during tough times, during bad times, and that is going to give you how the asset quality performing, how dominant you are in the segment where you're operating. Which means that are you able to negotiate your pricing? Are you able to really move the market? Are you really that strong and that big, right? The dominance of yours, your ability to recover your money, you have a good margins at which you are lending, and then you make good money there. These are primarily three important elements where you measure the financial soundness of an organization.
Any business or industry trends that you have observed currently or presently?
On the business and industry trend, what I've realized is automation, leveraging technology, going digital, and having all the relevant intelligence to even evaluate and measure things. Leveraging technology has really been a game changer. They have really enabled ones to get into scale and volume without putting in too much of infrastructure, resources, or people. I think that's been a big game changer.
So automation, I'm sure, the plus side, we're all seeing it, and we're all reaping the benefits of it. But considering you've had a long career, how have you seen tech evolve through the span of that? And what is one thing that you missed before the time that we were inundated with technology?
So, every time when you are facing technology, at that moment, at that time, you realize this is what you have, this is the latest, right? So that way I could say, whatever time, wherever I started, I could realize that this was possibly the latest. You would not believe, when I started my career, the department used to have only one computer, entire finance department will have one computer. There's one email ID, which is generic email ID, and through which you correspond, okay? That was the scarceness or the limitation of things and things used to operate that way. Most of the things were manual. Voluminous kind of papers, reports used to come, and through those reports you to just run through and make your submissions. So that way it used to delay things. Obviously it used to delay. And therefore, as a finance person, you are then limited to working only with data crunching, number crunching, aggregating numbers, publishing, reporting. You get tired by the end of the day, okay? But in today's time and age, these things just happen with a click of a button. They actually happen with a click of a button. Your numbers get published, you get real-time information, MISs, the numbers flow seamlessly. And then you have your energy, you have the ability to then spend it to analyze, to evaluate, to understand, connect the missing pieces, right? That's where I think things have really evolved significantly.
And when it comes to compliance, because it's such a big part of your role, how do you ensure compliance across the board?
Compliance is hygiene, okay? It's something which has to be there. It is zero tolerance. So you cannot say that you follow a bit and you don't follow a bit. You have to follow in completeness. You need to be conservative with compliance, which means that if you think that doing this could potentially be non-compliant, and if it could potentially be, live with the notion that it's non-compliant, okay? And just try to do a little more so that you don't fall in the wrong trap of being non-compliant and come up with a reason saying you thought that potentially it's compliant and potentially it's non-compliant. That's one fundamental rule for compliance. And the way you, in a large organization where you have so many systems and people and everything running around together, you need to have checks and balances in your system throughout exception reports to help you understand with alarms and signals and triggers, saying this is where you're missing the number, this is where you're potentially going to be non-compliant. And those things should come to you automatically.
Now, I earlier asked you about your personal finance tips. Now, what about tips on money management when it comes to core objectives at the organizational level?
For an organization to be successful, it has to make sure that it has a good set of investors. And for an organization to get a good set of investors, it has to make sure that it is consistently showing performance which is superior. And how do you assess a superior performance? As I mentioned, your asset quality, good profitability margins, and finally good profits. These are the measures of consistently good performance. So these are fundamentals that one needs to achieve.
What are the challenges that you encounter while structuring sustainable goals for your organization?
Now, what are sustainable goals? Sustainable goals are goals which are stretched, but which are achievable. They're not impossible. So fundamental to any goal setting would be that they need to be smart goals. They need to be specific. They need to have an objective. Why are you setting this goal? They need to be defined, measurable around it. When will you say this goal has been achieved? That's the measurable part of it. Then they should be achievable. They shouldn't be impossible. Like going to the moon. India has gone to the moon, but that is a different story. They should be achievable. So smart, measurable, achievable. And there should be timeliness to it as well. So once these elements are being addressed, these goals are something that you have proven that they can be achieved. And therefore, it's just a question of them getting the buy-in. So these are sustainable goals. And how do you get a buy-in? By making people understand that these goals are going to take us from here to here.
Now, for those who are starting out in their career, what advice would you have for them?
I think I mentioned to you that when I started my career, I definitely had challenges in finances. Okay? But even then, my advice to any newcomer would be that don't run after money. Make sure you have taken the right career choice in the sense that you have
you're attached to the right brand. If you're working, if you're employed somewhere, you're attached to the right brand. Because just like we say, a person is known by the company he keeps. A person is also known by the company he works for. Right? So attached to the right brand, because that's going to enhance your own brand value. That's one. Attached to a work which is exciting you. Don't attach to a work which is giving you money, and not just money, and only money. Attach to a work which is exciting. Because the moment the work is exciting to you, you want to put more than 100% on it. And if you're skilled, and if you put more than 100%, you want to enhance your own skill. And as you enhance your skill, you move up the curve and you get better opportunity for yourself. Right? And genuinely, I believe in that. That with that elements, if you've found the right organization, if you find the right work skill which is exciting to you, don't keep jumping. Keep jumping for the sake of a little more money. Build your equity, build your loyalty factor. Because I'm going to stay for you.
That's a perfect note for us to end this conversation on. First, I want to thank you for being a part of our show, for being here at Brunch with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a very sweet experience indeed, and this is a perfect note to wrap it up. And we've taken up so much of your time, Kapish, and you've been so patient with your answers, sharing your experiences, your insights, and all those lessons you've learned through the years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The pleasure was absolutely mine. I think it was a very nice, interesting conversation, very open-heart conversation, and very exciting one. And we went to some good places as well. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. The fun was all mine. And thank you so much for watching and for being a part of Brunch with CXO. And for more such interesting episodes and shows, you know what to do. Keep watching The Economic Times.